I just want to be able to jumpstart a conversation with you today. I want to talk to Niña because si Niña, when she first came into the company, are you the newest one?
Yes.
Yeah. Niña is the
Dito
newest.
Fresh.
She's the newest one on board, but definitely not the most inexperienced because you've had how many agencies or past companies?
I think BrandSpeakAsia, I worked for almost 4th agency.
4th?
Yes.
So this is your 4th agency. Okay. So Niña, when she first came in, I remember the first weeks, she would always say, oh, you know, in other agencies, ... right? I mean, I'm not gonna say what she said, but there seems to be, for you, the impression that you've made to me is that you saw a difference when you stepped into the company. And, you know, what was that difference particularly for you? Because I heard from Jerome, we've heard from Deniece. How about for you? What was that difference that you just kept on repeating again and again for your first weeks?
I think the most memorable experience once I entered the BrandSpeakAsia is that the events here are really different from what I have experienced before, because way back my events before, I handled so many like launching events, product launches, but here in BrandSpeakAsia we cater 360 marketing eh. So kumbaga na-stretch talaga the creative mindset, and at the same time my capacity to expand my horizon, and at the same time I get to experience different strategies from you guys, from my leaders.
So all of you obviously have had a lot of experiences already, 15 years, 14 years, 4th agency, and then of course Miss Leigh, our founder. You know, so I guess I'll let you answer this first since you've been quiet for the past few minutes. So what can you say in the past years have been some of the most difficult clients or situations that you've encountered, and why? Without having to reveal, you know, like specific details. Yeah, syempre.
I guess for me, you could say that each account or each client that we've handled has different levels of difficulty in a way. But I think even me personally, my mindset is we can always find a solution for this. So there will be times, and I remember this specific client, has become very difficult to manage because
Present tense?
it's how do I say this? Past present? Is there such a thing? It's done.
There was a past.
Okay, yeah. It's been very difficult to manage this particular client, and you know how it is with agencies. You sit down, the client will tell you what they need, and then the agency, us, we will tell them what we can do, and you agree on certain terms, you agree on certain conditions. But I think the most difficult thing is when clients worked with us and they're not being very honest and professional about their opinions or feedback. Because of the Filipino culture that we have, just to educate our audience maybe who are not Filipinos, Filipinos are not very direct and not very straight. So, you know, you could tell the agency, our team, oh yeah, it's nice, but really what you mean is that it's not really okay, right? With us, our culture is that you can be honest. You can tell us if you don't like it, especially for example, when you talk about designing for a poster, designing for a billboard, making a video. Design is in the eyes of the beholder, and so you have to really talk about it. So for me, it becomes very difficult if the client is not honest with their feedback and not direct, because we can take what they have to say, because our culture is we can improve as long as you're honest. So just to cut the story short, because the client couldn't adjust with that, we'd have to really cut our relationship or that particular agreement with the client because of that scenario. You know, for me, it's important that our values are aligned with each other. I think that's the key word. We try to find a common value with the client, And when we find that we can meet at this level, this is what we value as the most important, we can hurdle any difficulty. But if we are misaligned in our values, it's hard for us to move forward.
For me, is that we have a client that, sorry, I can't say the name. But I guess I experienced having this client giving asking for several sets of revisions. And I think I reached about the 6th or the 7th set of designs. So each set of a design consists of 3 to 4 design studies. So if you multiply that, that's
28.
Yeah, almost the same letters of the alphabet, right? So when I backtrack the design in the comments of the client, they show that this is already design M or design N that they're choosing. So it's really a challenge working with clients, especially my mindset is really to deliver excellent designs that they really appreciate. But the thing is, especially working with board members or a big organization, they have a different set of mindset on what particular design that they want to see. So it's really a challenge working with a lot of people. And for me, it's easy to work with just 1 or 2 people that you're constantly in communication. So I guess the keyword that I really want to emphasize is working with a client that treats you like a partner instead of a supplier or a vendor.
That's good.
So yeah, that's it for me.
It's a different kind of project working with clients that are from abroad. And it's also has been a learning for me to learn about their culture, how they work, how they analyze things, what results do they want for their accounts or for their event. So it's, I think, the biggest growth that I learned working in BrandSpeakAsia.
I took up communication arts in college, and we've learned a lot about creating, whether that be journalism, writing, editing videos, photography, or graphic design. But I think the biggest thing that I took on after college into the company was really about communication. And another thing I loved about BrandSpeakAsia is that we always say to each other that communication is the most important thing, so that whenever we're talking to each other, whenever we're trying to relay ideas to each other or even to clients or suppliers, with communication, I feel like that's the most important thing in the company. And we always have trainings and workshops for better communication, whether that be through writing or speaking. But yeah, I think that's one of the most important things.